Hello everyone, it's Chrissy from Chrissy's Beautiful Life. Welcome back to Scraptember. We're on to day number 3. The theme tip for today is all about layering. So when you're done here, hop on over to Scrappy Sisters, see what Katie is doing with layering today, and then hop back tomorrow to see day 4 and what Jess over at Scrappy Sisters and Laura are going to be doing on their channels. So let's talk about layering. It can mean so many different things. So we have traditional layering, right? Which I've got some stuff here, which would just be, in my mind, and what I think of is multiple pieces of pattern paper on top of each other in some form and your photo on top. I consider that layering. That is the basic, simplistic idea of it. But it can mean so much more than just doing that, and I just want you to keep that in mind. So when we say layering, we don't mean you need to have all the pattern papers on your layout. That's not what it means. It could also mean something as simple as having a stencil underneath your pattern paper. That would be a whole different layer. You can add layers to your stencils. You could have the stencil be done in a, like you could put down a color, put some texture paste, and then another color. That would be layers on your stencil on top of that. Definitely another form of layering. And then of course, all of these would then go back on top, and then you have more dimension and layer and all sorts of that. Layering can also mean something as simple as grabbing some ephemera and tucking. There, bam, there's another layer under my photo. Or this isn't a vacation theme, but like you can layer on top of your photo. It doesn't have to be underneath, it could be on top. So there's lots of ways to layer. Think about the pieces that you might want to tuck in. I'm gonna layer in a tag underneath my photo. Anything like that can be considered. So keep that in mind when you are thinking about layering and how you want to take on this prompt today. I just want to kind of give you my 2 cents on that. And I think we are going to go ahead and use this stencil. I do like that it's got the rainbow theme, and I have this little strip of rainbow paper left. I am using, this is the last of my Simple Stories Sunkissed pattern papers. I've already finished with all the ephemera and stuff. I have none of that left. I just have these papers. So we're gonna go ahead and get these killed on this, and I'll get you on fast forward. Let's get going. I am going to start by spraying this stencil that I use. I just use modeling paste. It's a super cheap one that I got from Michael's, and it totally bugs me that it's not white. It's like this cement gray color, and it drives me crazy. But when you add mixed media on top of it, it's not quite as bad. And so really that's what I'm doing. You can see I've got some little help going on here. I think that might be Nora. But Nora and Barrett actually, Barrett's growing faster than Nora, so they're almost similar size, and their little hands, sometimes it's hard to tell which one is who. But yeah, so I'm just spraying here, getting the colors. We're doing pink, yellow, blue, and red, because those are the colors from the Sunkissed collection that I'm trying to feature here. And I originally had every intention of using the photo I shared with you in my intro, which is a photo of Sean and myself. But as this goes on and I keep spraying to add more layers, because of course that's the theme for today, so we need to layer, I do end up changing my photo. So you will see that in a moment, but I definitely wanted to really hone in and drive in the fact that layering can mean so many different things. So there you have it. That is what it looks like all done. The second part of that will then be to layer my pattern paper on top of my mixed media. So I'm showing you kind of my idea here, and I want to use as much of this pattern paper as possible. It is the last little bit I'm going to be working with, so I don't have to save anything. I can cut, I can tear, I can whatever with this paper, because everything else is just going to go in recycling. I have absolutely killed this kit. You will have, if you have been on my channel, you will have seen that. I've done that for a while now, and why it repeated itself right there and you're watching me do this all over again, I don't know. I apologize. There's double look. But okay, here we go. So adding the layers, and what I want to do here, I got those all cut out. I actually kept that little yellow piece of ephemera from the intro as well. It kind of worked with what I was going with, so I thought I would keep it. And then there are the two other photos I'm going to switch to. So instead of, like I said, that photo of Sean and myself, I have these photos of Jackson, and he got sick, kind of just a normal, the normal sicknesses we used to get before there was a pandemic. But it was like the first time he had been sick since 2019. And so he had to go and wear a mask while he goes to Sylvan, and so he had to wear a mask at Sylvan, and he had to be a little bit more cautious and all of that. So he was better, but we were just taking those extra precautions, and these are the photos I got while we were waiting for him to go inside, and he's so funny. And so I loved them, and he's my guy, and I love the photos, wanting to get them documented and have just a little kind of remembering of like how weird it is when they're just normal sick, but all these things you have to do that you never used to have to do. And yeah, just I wanted it to be like that. So that's what we're working with. You can see as I was talking away about that, I'm adding in enamel dots. Now, why? Mostly because I wanted to use them up, to be honest with you. But I like the idea of having them color match where I did my mixed media. And you're going to hear me say it again. Everyone ready? It's adding another layer. So I just thought it would be fun. Again, just trying to use things up. I'm just trying to make everything work. You can see I'm now like, I don't know if this is right. So I end up adding a visual triangle of enamel dots around the photo as well. And then I'm just like, I really don't know what I want to do here. I'm super stuck. But always the best thing to do is then add in some shiny Etsy shop wood veneer. So that's what we're going to do. I have this fun little kind of cool dude boy theme stuff that I'm adding. I am leaving most of them just the blank wood veneer, but I did spray some stars to match some of the colors, and then I'm trying to offset those colors on where the mixed media is so that it actually kind of stands out in contrast with what's going on. And that pretty much does it for this layout. I just kept moving things around, like pretty basic, but I hope it gives you a good idea. And it's just fun. It's fun to layer. I love layering. It's one of my favorite things to do. So here's a look at my finished layout, and I will see you guys all again for day 5. Bye, everyone.